What does mental health mean?
Mental health is, I think, for me, is important. I think to a lot of people now it's important. It's something that's been highlighted among everyone, really. I think it's important that people are able to talk about their emotions without having anyone question it. So yeah, to me, it's really important. Yeah.
Mental health is a huge subject that I think that a lot of footballers hide from and don't really speak about, but it is huge amongst the environment of a footballing club. I think that it's so important to even do little things like check in with your teammates, check in with your family members, check in with friends and family, just to see how everyone is. Everyone's mental health is different, so a little how's your day going, just to check in, can go a very long way.
Mental health to me means a lot. I think a lot of people nowadays don't really talk about it the way they should. Even with all the social media stuff that comes out nowadays, I feel like it's still a really tough subject to sort of bring up sometimes. But to me, it's really important. Yeah.
It's a real tough one. I think it's to define it. I think that's hard. I think defining it is probably down to your own preference of how an opinion of how you want to express it coming across, and I don't think there's any right or wrong answer in that. I think it's maybe through past history of what you've been through or what you've seen people go through. So I just think it's a massive thing that people have got to be aware of, whether you're in football or out of football, everywhere throughout the world. Throughout work life, friends, family, you've got to be aware of it and make sure that if you feel something, you talk about stuff, or if you see somebody that you think, they could do with maybe a arm round them or to talk to them. I think it's very important, but I don't think I could actually define it. Like I say, I just think it's probably through your own personal experiences and and how you've come through stuff or how you've helped people as well. So I think that's probably the overall explanation that I would give to it.
Yeah. Is there a time where you've suffered with mental health that you want to share with us?
Personally, no, there's not a time that I suffer with mental health, but there's always places where I can go in if I feel like I'm feeling a bit down or a little bit upset. So there's heaps of things that are around in the community that they can check in and help you out.
Yeah, and I guess obviously you moved halfway across the world. That's quite a big thing to happen to you.
Yeah, certainly. So that's why it's important to have like a network where you can check in and see if everything's going well, because it's okay to be not okay sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, there's highs and lows in football. I think there's going to be moments where you're not playing particularly well. It gets to you on a personal level, and yeah, it has affected me. I'm probably not one to be talking openly. Probably something I need to work on in the future. But yeah, it has affected me, and I'm sure it's going to affect me in the future, and will other people as well.
I think everybody has gone through mental health struggles or issues, whatever it may be. Like I say, whether it's in football or not in football. Within football, you're going to have struggles mentally when things aren't going well for you, when there's when there's bad times in football, especially as a player, if you're not playing, if you're out of favour, if you've got a long-term injury, seeing the players out on the training pitch when you can't do anything. Stuff like that can be really, really tough. And I'd say my time at Barnet, when I did my ACL, I think second or third game of the season, then knew I'd be out for the rest of the season. That's a real tough thing to overcome, and listen, that's just an injury. That's nothing compared to what some people have been through in life. But it was tough for me at that time, but thankfully got great family, great friends, and a great football club behind me, supporting me, the manager at the time, the players. So like I say, when you're maybe not at your strongest, you need people to lean on, there were people around me that I could lean on, just like that, just, my mum and dad especially. But I don't think I was, suffering a lot. I was just probably, a bit down sometimes when, you can't play football, you can't do the job that you love, and it's hard seeing others, and it's hard not being able to help your team. And I think there's some others away from football in life in general. It's personal stuff, maybe like with my son, he's got Tourette's syndrome, so suffers with tics badly, and he's gone through a lot in the last year especially, but he has come through that massively, and I think about his mental health and his mindset and everything, but he's the strongest boy I've ever known, and that fulfills me of how he's got through that, and I know that anything that I come up against is nothing compared to what he's gone through, especially in the last year, and this is the last 3 or 4 years that he's had it. The last year has been a real struggle for him, but he's come through it, and he is better. Hopefully it will phase out, but yeah, like I say, he's been the bravest boy I've ever known, and stuff like that really makes you think about mental health, and if he can get through that, that's something that I've never been through, and something that I can't imagine going through, and anything I have been through is nothing compared to what he's been through. But thankfully he's got a mum and dad and a sister and grandparents and family, aunties, uncles and friends that love him to bits and help him through that as well.
No, not in terms of anything serious. I think confidence, whether that comes under mental health or not, I think that's something that every player will probably go up and down through in their career. But no, not in particular, not really.
Yeah. How do you support your own mental health?
How do I support it? Family and friends are a massive one for me. They support me up and down the country, especially my parents, my wife. My daughter's 18 months now. I'm sure she'll give me that little bit of inspiration as well. So yeah, my family and friends are a huge help to me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just socialising. You've got to just put yourself in those situations, go out, see friends, speak to people. I was lucky enough to go travelling for 8 months, and that really helped my mental health to be able to be confident in front of many people, speak to as many people as I can, and just put myself out of my comfort zone a little bit. But that was a really good time for me, and that really bolstered my mental health a bit.
I think just talking with friends, probably friends more than family, but I wouldn't say we go somewhere and we just talk about mental health. I just think it just helps you, just being around friends, being open to the family as well. But I think if you spoke to my mum and dad, they'd probably say I'm not open, which I'm probably not really, but just talking with friends, enjoying life. And I just think the fulfillment of just seeing my children just enjoy life, and here they've come and watched me everywhere, but when they've come here, especially obviously I'm at this football club now, and just seeing them on the sideline and just cheering their dad on, that's great feelings for me. And I just think seeing my children happy is something that mentally makes me just so happy in life.
Have you got your phone with you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Can I ask you to call someone that you haven't spoken to in a while, just to see how they are, check up on them?
Oh yeah, let me go into the contacts. Clamps, you alright?
Yeah, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. I'm just doing a mental health check-in, mate, at Peterborough Sports. I know you're coaching at the minute, but is everything alright? Oh, he's lost. I'll call you back.
And he's one of my best friends, but he lives in Cornwall, and let me just get that. Everything's a FaceTime. So that's why I've gone to that. There we go. So we don't see him a lot. He used to live in Peterborough. He used to play for Peterborough United, but we don't see him a lot. His name's Jamie Day, but he's known as Pasty because he's from Cornwall. voicemail. I'll leave him a voicemail.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Pasty, it's Gashman, just catching up. Hope you're alright, hope work's going well, hope the family are well, and as always, you know I love you. I'll speak to you soon.